Hi, I am Sebastien. I am from France and I live in Singapore since the past 6 years. So I live here with my wife and our two girls who are now 2 and 3 years old, who are both born here in Singapore. A bit of background about myself. So I have a PhD in organic chemistry. So from my background, I'm actually more comfortable being in the lab, doing some research and some experiment than speaking to a group of people. And I work in a pharmaceutical company. So previously I used to work in the lab, but now I don't work in the lab anymore, and I need to, with my job, I need to communicate to a lot of different kind of people. So the biggest problem I encountered before going to public speaking training was fear. I was terrified every time I would be in a situation where I would have to speak in public. I would literally feel physically sick and I would have the urge to escape the situation. So I tried to address this a few times in the past by going to some trainings or even attending a local public speaking meeting back in Europe. But every time the fear got better of me. So I was not seeking opportunities to speak after the trainings. And the local speaking club, I found this so stressful in case I would have to speak that I never turn up to the next session. So it's like being on a leash. You know you want to go somewhere, but there's something holding you back. Something that stops you to achieve what you want to do and where do you want to go. So in my current job, I'm the technical point of contact for the company I work for, between the company I work for and some external manufacturer, mostly in Asia. So I need to communicate to people with different language, different cultures, across countries, across function, and also to some senior leaders. So effective communication is really important because the message needs to be clear, understandable, and leading to some action afterwards. I'm now much more aware of tailoring the message to the audience. So the message can be the same for the technical person, the senior leader, or my boss. But the way to deliver this message needs to be different to fit their needs and to make sure the message will be very efficient. So what I learned as well, and which I applied more regularly now with my work, is every time I need to speak to a meeting, I spend much more time doing some preparation on what I will need to say and how will I say it. And I can really see the advantage of doing that in my day-to-day work by having the message basically being much more efficient and coming across much more easily than previously. I remember as well learning from Darren during his workshop, facts tell, stories sell. So what I'm applying every day now in my work is trying to add a bit of story, a bit of context to some message, and basically it may really make sure that the message goes across very well. So I participated to a few training sessions with Public Speaking Academy, directly with Darren and his team member as well. And I found the whole team has a wealth of experience in public speaking. And every time I learn a lot of techniques. So the sessions are done in a small class and are very engaging. So everybody has opportunity to speak and to try out the technique that we learn. And then we get feedback from the trainer from what we've done well and how can we improve to make our speech even better. And our speech were recorded as well with our phone, so we could directly see our own performance and be able to evaluate ourselves how we were doing on stage. I learned a lot of techniques during this session. So from crafting a speech, storytelling, body language, stage placement, and obviously the big one for me at the start was overcoming stage fright and boosting confidence. And most importantly, what I learned is why do we use these techniques in real life situation and how to use them, how to implement them.